What if I told you that with just one investment, you could own tiny pieces of companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Visa, and thousands more, even if you're starting with just £100? Sounds too good to be true? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know the 7 ETFs that millions of long-term investors use to build wealth. Because by the end of this video, you'll know the 7 ETFs that millions of long-term investors use to build wealth without spending hours picking stocks. And the final ETF on this list might be the only one some people ever need. Now imagine this. You walk into a supermarket with £1,000. You walk into a supermarket with £1,000. But instead of buying groceries, you're buying businesses just as easily as buying fruit. Not one business, no, not just a single one. Hundreds of them, all working together for you. Thousands of businesses, maybe even thousands, a global network. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Visa, Johnson & Johnson. Some of the biggest companies on earth working for you while you sleep. That's the power of an ETF. But here's the mistake many beginners make. They think investing means finding the next Apple before everyone else. The reality, even professional fund managers struggle to beat the market consistently. So instead of trying to pick the winners, many experienced investors simply buy the market itself. And that's exactly what an ETF lets you do. Think of it like this. If they have a bad season and you're in trouble. If they have a bad season and you're in trouble. But buying an ETF is like owning the entire team. Everyone wins. One player can struggle, the team can still win. That's one of the biggest reasons ETFs have become so popular. They're simple, they're diversified, they're easy to buy, and they remove a lot of the guesswork that scares people away from investing. But here's the challenge. There are literally thousands of ETFs available today. So where do you even begin? If I had to start investing again from scratch, these are the first 7 ETFs I'd spend time learning about. Not financial advice, just categories worth understanding. Let's count them down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 7, bond ETF. Let's start with one that usually isn't very exciting, but could become incredibly important during market downturns. Bonds aren't exactly headline grabbing, but every building starts with a solid foundation. The same is true for an investment portfolio. Think of bonds as the shock absorbers on your car. When the road gets rough, they help smooth the ride. They probably won't deliver the biggest returns during booming markets, but they can reduce volatility when stock markets become turbulent. That's why many investors, especially as they get older, choose to include some bonds alongside their stocks. It's all about balance, not excitement. Of course, how much you invest in bonds depends on your own goals, your age, your risk tolerance, and your timeline. There isn't one perfect answer for everyone, and that's an important lesson. The best portfolio isn't the one with the highest return last year. It's the one you can stick with for decades. Consistency beats perfection. Now let's move from stability to something that many investors love seeing arrive in their account: cash payments. Imagine waking up, checking your investment account, and discovering you've been paid simply because you owned part of great businesses. That's the basic idea behind dividends. Some profitable companies share a portion of their earnings with shareholders. And dividend ETFs bundle many of these companies together into one investment. Many dividend-paying companies aren't flashy. They're often businesses you've known your whole life. Companies selling food, healthcare, household products, utilities, products people buy every year. Now, dividends aren't free money, and a high dividend doesn't automatically make a company a great investment. That's why many investors prefer using dividend ETFs instead of trying to choose individual dividend stocks themselves, because diversification matters here too. But now we arrive at an ETF that's all about the future. The economies that could drive global growth over the next several decades, and why ignoring them could mean missing a huge part of the world's story. Let's talk about emerging markets.